Hi, I'm Tommy, the Motorsports Division here at Summit Racing Equipment. Today we're going to try to help you get the hookup with drag racing tires. Now before we get started, I want to give you a brief history about where the drag slick came from. Back in the day, there wasn't ever a production-produced specific drag racing tire. So innovative drag racers took truck tires and they'd shave the surface down of the heavy cap to get most, if not all, the tread off. By doing this, it gave them a wide, flat contact patch that was very smooth and slick, hence the name Slick. That's where that came from. Fast forward a couple of decades, you now have the Hoosier racing tire, much like we see here. It's still a bias ply tire, but it is purpose-built for the drag racing industry. This is the go-to tire or style tire for most weekend bracket racers and from everything up from junior dragster to top alcohol, even pro mod classes. Now these tires are used in many NHRA and IHRA classes internationally. One thing to remember, this tire is not DOT legal, it's not for street use. These tires come in many different compounds, many different sizes from 13-inch up to 18-inch. The biggest difference over what we talked about earlier with the beginning of drag racing slicks is they do have a much more forgiving sidewall. It's designed to actually wrinkle and distort to help keep the contact patch flat on the drag racing surface. The bigger the contact patch is on the drag racing surface, the more power you're allowed to put to the ground, because we all know spinning's not winning. Now while it's not necessary, we strongly recommend the use of inner tubes with these tires. It's just an added safety benefit. If something should go wrong with the tire structurally, you have that inner tube bladder on the inside to help maintain the distance between the tire and the ground. Now this is the next generation of drag racing style tire. This is the Mickey Thompson ET Street Radial Pro. This tire was specifically designed for fast radial tire racing. 275 60/15, 315 60/15. These are the fastest radial tires on the planet. We know for a fact they've been in excess of 250 miles an hour at certain races. Now this design is a radial style tire, much like what you would have on your everyday driver. It's not a bias ply, it does have a very forgiving sidewall, but the radial design helps keep the structure and integrity of the tire intact at high RPM and high speeds. If you're looking for a good front runner for this tire, Mickey Thompson just introduced their ET Street Front, which is also a radial tire and would be a perfect match for this tire. Now we're going to move on to what I like to call a modern day muscle car tire. This is the Nitto NT555R2. First thing you want to notice is the twin rib design right down the center. This is actually designed specifically to aid in traction to the starting line. Better 60-foot times, better performance on the track. It also does have these large edge grooves here to help disperse water. If say you get stuck at the track in the rain, you can drive home safely. It also has a modified sidewall to help aid in those launches at the track. Now this is considered an ultra high performance drag radial tire. It has a 100 tread wear, 6 3/32 inch tread depth with wheel diameters ranging from 15 to 22 inches. This tire is 100% DOT legal, can be driven to and from the track, and we highly recommend pairing it with the Nitto NT555G2. And before we get out of here, I want to leave you with one pro tip. We always recommend running a bias ply tire with a bias ply tire and a radial tire with a radial tire front to back. The reason for that is these tires handle very differently under certain situations. A bias ply tire is always going to outbrake a radial tire, and a radial tire is always going to outhandle a bias ply tire under certain situations. So we recommend running the same tire front to back for your safety. For all your drag racing tire needs, or any other tire for that matter, be sure to check us out at summitracing.com. Like and subscribe and click that bell for more videos. And thanks for watching.